In this video, I'm going to give you some more prices of some of my recent cakes. Hi, it's Karolyn. If you want to learn how to bake and decorate amazing cakes, then I would love for you to join me by hitting subscribe and the bell. So in today's video, but actually before I get started, I just need to thank you guys. If you don't know, I do have a P.O. box and it's listed in the description of all of my videos because it's like a rule of something that we have to do. So I have a P.O. box and Anna sent me this, and how sweet is this? And I really appreciate all the comments, all the love, even the donations, the super thanks that you guys give me. You guys really give me the motivation and incentive to keep on doing what I'm doing. So I want to start off by thanking all of you. So in this video, I'm going to share some more prices of some of my cakes, and I did a pricing video about a month or two ago, and I started it off quoting Eminem, saying I'm only doing this once. And then I had such positive feedback from that, I decided to share a few more prices of some recent cakes to see if this helps you guys out. Now, I have a bunch of different pricing videos talking about things to consider when you're pricing your cakes, and I will link all of that below. I don't want to get too much into that aspect of it, but just know that location, size, detail, like there's many different things that factor into your price, and you can watch those videos. I'll link all those below. So I'm going to show between 1 and 4 tiers and different details on the cake. So some will be a simpler design, some will be a more detailed design. And also before I start, just know that pricing is fluid and I still don't get it right. After 20 years, you'll see some of these cakes, you might feel like I overcharged, and some of them you may feel like I undercharged, and I think that I did. But I just want you to know that you're not alone if you feel like you're undercharging or even sometimes overcharging, because that happens to me both ways. And also, one more thing before we get started. I have a minimum order of $200, so I don't make cakes less than 200, and the smallest cake that I make is a 6-inch round cake, feeds about 12 to 15. So let's start with the 1-tier cakes. The first cake, I'm going to put all the pictures over here. This is an example of one of my minimum order cakes. It is a 6-inch round. It was very simple. All I had to do was do a letter transfer on the top. I have a video showing you how I do that, and make an edible image banner on the bottom. I have a video showing you how I do that as well. But she just wanted a really simple design, and this cake was $200. All right, this next one is an under the sea theme, still 1 tier, a 6-inch round cake. And again, feeds 12 to 15. And the mom, the lady who ordered it, she had a topper to put on it. That's why it looks a little plain. She asked that I do edible images of all of the animals, they're animals, right? Under the sea, they're still animals. They're not like mammals or anything. I don't know. Anyway, like the octopus, the seahorse, like all that. Those are edible images that I printed out. And then I had to make the under the sea theme decorations, like the coral and the shells. Are there shells on there? I have to look over here. I have all the pictures. And I had to do all that. So even though there wasn't a topper on it, it just did still take a little while to decorate. And I charged $280. This next one is still a 6-inch round, and it's an adorable teddy bear bubble cake. And I have video showing you how I make the teddy bear and how I make fondant bubbles. And this one was $300. And the final 1-tier cake is for a Police Academy graduate, and she wanted a cake to feed 25 people. And normally I don't do 1 tier to feed 25 unless it's something like this, because I needed more room for the flag. So I wanted to make the cake bigger so I can make the flag bigger. So I opted for 1 tier rather than 2 tiers. Now, this is one of those examples of where I feel like I overcharged. So when I originally quoted her the price, I quoted $400. And then after I made the cake, I was like, this was a little easier than I thought it would be. So I refunded her $50, and then in turn, she tipped me $25. So I got $375 for this cake. All right, moving on to 2 tiers, a simpler design. This pink lemonade cake was so much fun to make, and this was actually similar to a picture that I was given. She wanted it very similar to the picture. Again, it didn't have a watermark. Watermark your pictures, people, so we can give proper credit. But All I had to do was make the pink stripes and the name plaques and do little gold dragé borders. And the lemons are real lemons, so I sliced them up and put them on the morning that she picked it up. And this is 6-inch and 8-inch tiers and feeds like 30 to 35 people, and it was $320. All right, the next 2-tier cake is an example of me way undercharging. So I made this fire truck cake, and actually this is a pretty popular design. She said she wanted it similar to a picture that she gave me, and this design is all over the internet, so I'm not sure who the original designer is to give credit to. So when I originally looked at this, I thought, yeah, that'll be pretty easy, right? And then you start working on it. It's like it brings back memories of Minecraft when I was in little square hell. So now I know that this design takes a lot longer. So she originally asked it to feed like 20 to 25 people. However, in order to get the square, I only have even-sized square pans. So I used an 8-inch pan on the bottom and a 5-inch pan on the top. So that fed like 25 to 30 people. And I only charged $350 for this cake. And as I was making it, I was getting so annoyed because it was taking a lot longer than I thought. In hindsight, I probably charge about $470 for this. The next 2-tier cake is this space galaxy cake with a am I going to say it right? Geode? How do you say it with the rocks? I'm probably saying it wrong, but I just posted a video the other day of how I do a buttercream galaxy effect, and I will link that below. And this is 5-inch and 7-inch tiers. That is my most popular 2-tiered cake size, and it feeds 25 to 30 people. The moon on the top, I couldn't do Rice Krispies. That is actually a styrofoam ball. Sometimes I prefer to use styrofoam balls because they hold their shape much better and they're a little easier to work with. And I don't have a video showing you how I did the rocks. However, I just bought like clear rock candy on a stick, put it in the Ziploc bag, take a hammer, slightly just tap it so the rock breaks off of the stick, and then you can stick the rocks in the cake and paint it. Super simple. And I charged $380 for this cake. All right, this final 2-tier cake is, again, that same size of 5-inch, 7-inch tiers, feeds 25 to 30 people. I was given a picture by Elena's mom, and she wanted a cake very similar to the picture that she sent me, and I charged $400 for this cake. Okay, moving on to 3-tier designs, and you are going to see that just because a cake has more tiers does not mean that it's going to be more expensive than a 2 or 1-tier cake. It all depends on the design. So this 3-tier cake is 4-inch, 6, and 8-inch tiers, and it feeds like 40 to 45 people. And the lady who ordered it was very adamant that she did not want any fondant on it, except for that little black bow tie, which she said she could just peel off and then cut the rest of the cake. I talked her into getting a little texture on that bottom tier, which I have a video showing you how I do that, and I will link that below. And she just wanted like some buttercream dots on the top 2 tiers, and that was it. So this was a super simple design, and I charged $320. All right, the next 3-tier cake, which was also a pretty easy design because it has mainly the use of edible images, is this Jeopardy cake. And this is 5-inch, 7-inch, 9-inch tiers. And it feeds about 50 to 55 people. And I used edible images for all those little Jeopardy categories and for the logo on the bottom. And then I did splatter paint and made the name out of fondant. And I do have videos showing you how I use edible images, how I do buttercream splatter paint, and how I make fondant names, and that will all be linked below. And I only charged $400 for this cake. So this next 3-tier cake is a circus cake, and I feel like I made a video about this, about something with this, maybe with the animals. I don't remember, maybe the animals. But if I did, I'll find it and link it below. And this cake is 4, 6, and 8-inch, so it feeds like 40 to 45 people, and it has all fondant animals on there. Now, the birthday boy was sick and in the hospital for a little while before his birthday, so I went a little bit above and beyond for this cake to make it special for him. I charged $540 for it, but if I were to charge full price, it would be about $650. All right, this final 3-tier cake is so much fun. I love making cakes like this. This is an 80s themed cake, and it is 5, 7, and 9-inch tiers. Am I pointing at it? 5, 7, and 9-inch tiers. But the middle tier, the 7-inch tier, is a 3-layer cake. And sometimes I make 3 layers or 1 layers just to make the cakes either taller or shorter and give it a little more visual interest and give me a little bit more room to decorate. So this cake has a combination of edible image and fondant decorations on it. And did I say it feeds about 60 to 65 people or so? And I went a little overboard with this one. I was having so much fun making it, so I went above and beyond for this, and I charged $600. All right, moving on to 4 tiers. And this is a 90s cake. And again, I was having so much fun making this one, so I just kept adding to it, and I went above and beyond. So she originally asked for 3 tiers, but I added a little shorter tier on the top to give me a little more extra space, extra room to decorate. So like I said in that other 80s cake, how I did a 3-layer cake to make the middle tier taller, this one, the top tier, is a 1-layer 4-inch, so it's a little shorter. So did I say I have a video talking about how I get different heights and different servings out of my cakes, and I will link that in the description below. So this cake, the top tier is a 1-layer 4-inch, and then it's 5, 7, and 9-inch tiers. It feeds 55 to 60 people, and I charged $640, but I went a little overboard. I would probably charge closer to $700 for this design. All right, this next 4-tier cake is another one I had so much fun making. I love when people get cakes that have a little bit of everything that they like, because it's just so much fun for me to put together. Now this is 4, 6, 8, and 10-inch tiers, and the 6-inch tier I did a little bit taller so I could have more room to decorate. Just like I said, that's a 3-layer cake. So this feeds between 80 to 90 people. And again, I went overboard with this. I know. Sometimes I take it a little too far, but I have so much fun decorating. So this cake, I charged $580 for it. But with all of this detail that I ended up doing, I probably charge around $720. So do you guys do the same thing? Like sometimes you're just in a zone and you're working, you're like, oh, this will be cute, this will be cute. And you end up doing a little bit extra. I just feel like, you know, what you reap what you sow. What you put out, you're going to get back. You may not get it back from that very person, but it's all going to flow back to you. So sometimes I just like doing a little bit extra. I feel like my cakes are an investment, and it's always nice to just go a little bit above and beyond for people. And the last 4-tier cake is this wedding cake, and this is 5, 7, 9, and 11-inch tiers. And this cake does look pretty simple, but it did take a little while to decorate, as I had to wrap the silver tiers in fondant, paint them silver, get the stencil on. You know, sometimes the simple cakes do take a long time to make and it doesn't look like it. And this cake feeds around 100 to 110 people, and I charged $1,000 for it. And the bride and groom were so sweet. They tipped me an extra $200, and I got a $100 delivery fee for that. So in total, I got $1,300 for this cake. Now, real quick, I just want to speak about delivery. My delivery charge is $25 for anywhere in my general area, like my 5-mile, the town that I'm in. And once it gets outside of my zip code, the price increases. So I tell people that my delivery is $25 flat rate plus $2.25 per mile one way. And I only charge one way because it's just easier to do the math. I could charge $1.13 two ways, or $2.25 one way. It's the same thing, except it's just less math for me to do. Plus any tolls. So if I'm going over the bridge to Jersey to deliver a cake, it's 10 miles away. It would be $25 plus 10 miles times $2.25, which is $22.50. So that brings it to $47.50 plus $5 to get over the bridge. And that's $52.50. So I would either go to 55 or down to 50. I would round up or down depending on how difficult it is to get there. So, and I also take into consideration when I go down to Center City, Philly is so annoying to deliver to. There's always traffic to get there. Try to find parking down in Center City. You know, it's just a nightmare. So there is a little bit of an annoyance fee that is added in, or it's calculated in there, because when you have to deliver to a very congested area, it takes a lot more time. And on the flip side, when I go north of here, it's a lot easier, and sometimes it doesn't cost as much. I would round down. So I round up when I go south, and I round down when I go north. And this is south and north, and that's why I keep pointing. But anyway, that's enough about delivery. I hope this video is helping you, because I totally understand when you're first starting out, you're not sure what other people charge and how to gauge what you should charge. And if you feel like you are undercharging, I recommend just start to add $25 to $50 onto every quote that you give and see the feedback that you get. So if you want to quote a cake for $200, say $225 or $250 and see if you still get the order. And if you're getting the orders, then you know that that's okay and you can charge that amount. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And you can keep in touch on socials and check out my website. Everything is listed in the description. And if you want to stick around, you can watch this video next and hit subscribe and the bell if you haven't already. Please like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. And remember, it's cake. Have fun. I will see you on the next one. Bye.